Somali communities say some of their young men are still being enticed to join the terror group that has claimed responsibility for the deadly mall attack in Kenya. Many Pakistanis are struggling for food and shelter following the massive earthquake that struck the southwest part of the country Tuesday, killing at least 348 people. Syrian President Bashar Assad says he's not discounting the possibility of a U.S. military attack on his country, even though he agreed to give up his government's chemical weapons. Teams of volunteers are fanning out across Detroit for a 2-day count of stray dogs. The canine survey is part of the World Animal Awareness Society's American Strays Research Project. Bob McCall, The Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
Welcome back to Studio 26 on this Thursday morning. And we've slipped down to Miami for a little bit to take care of some Vice. I know that was a cheap joke, but hey, what can you expect from a free podcast, huh? Rolling on this Thursday morning, still to come, we'll have what's on TV tonight, as well as the song of the day in a few minutes, and popular tweets of the day. Right now, though, let's take care of News of the Weird, shall we? And I had all this time to look for that News of the Weird sounder, and I think I forgot to load it. Let me make sure. So we'll listen to music. This is one of the reasons why I have music beds, long music beds, to kill time like this in situations such as this. Because I was looking for a Knight Rider close for the end of the program, and I finally found what I was looking for. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of editing on the fly, as it were, while I'm recording, listening to a show in one headset. I'm hoping what I'm editing doesn't broadcast. As far as I know, you can't hear all the things I can hear, but we'll see. And I forgot to load the News of the Weird a little bit ago, so we'll let that buffer in the system, and then I'll click on the download on this, and then I can take care of that while I'm running the song of the day, and hopefully it'll be long enough that'll allow me to save this and do this on the fly, just so it all seems seamlessly that you won't even know that I did any of this. This is what I call ad-libbing, genuine ad-libbing, and I dare you to write all this down, okay? As a matter of fact, while that's playing, because I'm going to need the extra time to upload anyway, so I might as well do it like this. So we'll maximize the Gold Wave screen. This is the program I use to edit my audio with. Then I click the open button and wait, and wait, and wait, and wait, and wait, loading, and wait, and go to the appropriate directory that I want to go to, which is the downloads button. So we go back up through here, through My Documents to username, click on Downloads, and then click on this, and then we click on Open. Processing audio decompression for 2 seconds, 1 second, and here it comes up on screen in 3, 2, 1, and there we are. Alright, it's as simple as that. Okay, make sure I got that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and save this file. But you never thought you'd listen to a podcast and listen to the host edit audio while he's talking to you, did he? Well, now it's happening. Yes, this is really happening. So we click on Show Prep, click on To Date, Knight Rider first season close. My music is over, so I'm typing faster, saving file. Processing, saving Knight Rider first season close.mp3, 2 seconds, 1 second, close that, minimize this, and then we minimize this screen, and then we click on add on the playlist, and then we click on, actually I didn't need to do that, let's just go to your music library, click on upload, click on soundtrack, wait for soundtrack to highlight, okay, click on soundtrack, and then we go to wait for the screen to pop up in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, to... Come on. A very old, very slow computer. It's not that old, about 3, but it's plenty old. But it'll hold. And hopefully it won't get mold while we're on hold. Okay, why don't we click on this directory. And then we click on Show Prep. There's Show Prep. First cup. Today's date. Knight Rider. Open. And let's see if upload is in progress. And nothing's happening there. Did it already upload? There's no way it couldn't upload that fast. Try it one more time. Okay, we'll do that. Click on Open. Upload. There we go. Okay, now I got that taken care of. Alright, time for News of the Weird. So we'll scroll down the playlist and load News of the Weird sounder. You know, this is way longer than the segment is going to be, but that's the joy of broadcasting. Okay? Always keep them guessing, as it were. Okay, we'll put on Twitter over there. See, now my phone is making passes at me. Alright. It's time for News of the Weird.
And that's going to allow... Oh, son of a bitch. Why is this happening?
Okay, and News of the Weird today. Do you mind? I'm trying to do a podcast here. Okay, News of the Weird. Click on Notepad. Apple Maps lead 2 drivers onto Alaskan airport. Really? Well, apparently 2 idiot drivers in 3 weeks ended up on the main runway of the airport in Fairbanks, Alaska, after following directions to the T on the Apple iPhone's built-in map app. Apple has promised to fix the app. The airport's chief of operations said of the drivers, though, these folks drove past several signs. They even drove past a gate. None of that cued them that they did something inappropriate, unquote. I agree. If you're that stupid, you shouldn't be driving, okay? For example, my GPS does not recognize the new 63 bypass on the east side of Kirksville. It says that I'm off route through the whole thing, because to the GPS, there's nothing there but pasture and farmland. Not anymore. Anyway, that's the News of the Weird on this Thursday. It's time now for popular tweets of the day.
And you can always follow me on Twitter.
Hello, computer.
Just use the keyboard.
The keyboard. How quaint.
And take a look at popular tweets of the day. Of course, Texas Senator Ted Cruz seized control of the Senate floor on Tuesday at about 2:42 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, vowing to speak in support of defunding Obamacare until I'm no longer able to stand. Well, as his filibuster progressed through the night and into yesterday, I tracked the tweeter for comments, and here's what I've found. Pour Me Coffee writes, technically, under Senate rules, what Ted Cruz is doing is not a filibuster, it's called a campaign speech. Will McAvoy writes, fortunately, when Ted Cruz is done standing, he will have government-provided health care to take care of the blisters on his feet. Rex Hupke writes, this is why nobody ever invites Ted Cruz to a staff meeting. And finally, my personal favorite, Alex Bays writes, is green eggs and ham the Tea Party healthcare plan? Hey, that rhymes. I like that. And that's today's popular tweets of the day. And if you missed it, here's part of that filibuster once again. Here's part of that filibuster once again. Okay, come on.
The difference with green eggs and ham is when Americans tried it, they discovered they did not like green eggs and ham, and they did not like Obamacare either. They did not like Obamacare in a box with a fox, in a house, or with a mouse. People are frustrated because their elected officials don't listen. When we're home on the campaign trail, we say we listen. And yet something about this Senate floor, something about Washington, D.C., I don't know if it's the water. something in the air, the cherry blossoms. But people get here and they stop listening to the American people.
You know, if I didn't hate him so much, I would really like that last comment. I don't really hate him, but I just think the guy is nothing more than a political windsock. But anyway, enough of my opinion. It's time for my favorite portion of today's program, of any program that I produce on First Cup. And the segment is called Song of the Day. And let me pull up my notes here. Hopefully it won't take quite as long to gather my thoughts. So bear with me for just a moment as I find the appropriate bookmark. And we'll go to over here. And of course my notepad decided to go offline. I don't know why it does this. I think it does it just to irritate me, which works. Anyway, time for today's Song of the Day, and connecting to host. And there we are, back online. Click on that. And no, I don't want to play the game right now. Oh, good grief. Anyway, let's do Ledbetter. Actually, Lead Belly. And Midnight Special. And Midnight Special. There we go. Okay. And wait for my notes to pop up. Oh, come on. Let's try this again. Alright. My apologies, folks. I tell you, this thing is really nice when it works right, but when it's a pain in the ass, it is a pain in the ass. Okay, here we go. Lead Belly. Loading Lead Belly. Come on. There we go. Alright. Lead Belly. Encyclopedia. Loading encyclopedia. And come on. And come on. Come on. Come on. Come along, number 5. Come along. Come along. Newton, you have him on your terminal. Okay. Yes, that was from Short Circuit. That guy is really racist now, but at the time I thought he was hysterical. His portrayal, not the guy. Okay, today's Song of the Day, and I apologize for the delays in today's programming. I'll try to be more organized tomorrow. Hootie William Ledbetter, born January 20th, 1888 or 1889, died December 6, 1949, was an American folk and blues musician and multi-instrumentalist, notable for his strong vocals, his virtuosity on the 12-string guitar, and the songbook of folk songs he introduced. He is known as Lead Belly, though many releases list him as Lead Belly, all one long word. He spelled it as two different words. It's also this usage on his tombstone. Although he most commonly played the 12-string, he also played piano, mandolin, harmonica, violin, and accordion. In fact, in some of his recordings, such as in one of his versions of the folk ballad John Hardy, he performs on the accordion instead of the guitar. In other recordings, he simply sings while clapping his hands or stomping his foot. Now, today's Song of the Day is the Midnight Special, and Lead Belly covered many range of topics and subjects in his songs, including gospel songs, blues songs written about women, liquor, prison life, and racism, as well as folk songs about cowboys, prison work, sailors, cattle herding, and dancing. As a matter of fact, he spent some time in prison for assault and murder charges. But today's Song of the Day is a nice interpretation of the Midnight Special. Now, you've heard more sanitized versions done by groups like Creedence Clearwater Revival and Andy Griffith, to name a few. But to me, you can tell when a man has done some time, and Lead Belly did some hard time in federal prison for various assault and murder charges. He had quite a temper, and it got the best of him at times, but it also made him for an incredible musician. And this is a very heart-wrenching edition of the Midnight Special, and one I think you'll enjoy. And it is today's Song of the Day, and without further babbling or delay, here he is, Lead Belly and the Midnight Special.